Okay, so we are live. Looks like connection is good. You know the drill. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. And while I might not be finished organizing, your boy's getting it right. I'm getting it straight. I just got to organize those Funko Pops, figure out what I want to put on my middle shelf. Yeah, we good. We good. So I hope you're doing well because this was a stinker. And unfortunately, based on this episode, based on this episode, I can already tell the mid-season finale is most likely going to be a dud. Now we got 8 people watching, 10. I don't know if notifications go out anymore, so I don't know. But hey, let me know in the chat if you can see and hear me okay. You know, I'll just give it a couple minutes, see if more people come in. Yeah, they could have kept this episode. All right, we got Rebecca saying yes. I see hi. Okay. Cool. All right, now I see over 100 people. Okay, yeah. See, on my end, the numbers just don't buffer. Update like they did. Hey, how are y'all doing? First of all, hope you had a great day. I had a stressful but a somewhat decent day since, I've been working on budgeting and financing and stuff like that. And after a lengthy phone call, it seems that things are finally getting in order starting next week. So if you join my live or watch the playback from last night, you know it was rough. But being 34 comes with its challenges. But yeah, this was a boring episode. It was a boring episode. I honestly don't even know what to say. I feel like yet again we have mischaracterization. I'm almost done cleaning. I just need to finalize how I want to organize this shelf and that up there. There's some stuff on my floor, but some stuff I'm boxing up and I'm putting in my storage unit over the weekend. But like I said, I want to get this straight. Then I'll start doing interviews again. I got a question. Also, somebody messed up because at least 20 people sent me an Instagram post, shared a post. Somebody shared the trailer for the mid-season finale like at 9:40. See, that's a prime example of those folks on their social media messing up. Something they shouldn't have posted, they posted, and everybody got their hands on it. I don't know if they've officially posted it now, but yeah, I've already seen the trailer. So, and it looks like Gary's gonna pop up. Chaz is gonna go to Zach and Fatima's house, and Karen's gonna disappear. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but Karen did not hold the baby in this episode, right? She just said, "I'm ready to hold my baby." Yeah, last night, because probably the internet. Well, keep in mind, it was really cloudy and on and off raining last night. That's probably why. They did. I saw it. Oh, you talking about the trailer? I don't know what's worse. Okay, so my bad. Like we're here like 3 months. Also, get a thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button. Look at my pinned comment. You see that I gave the episode a 2 out of 10. If you would like to donate, feel free to do so. Zelle, Cash App, PayPal. Pick your poison. Every little bit helps, and every bit is appreciated. Oh yeah. Before we get into the episode, I'm happy. I got my Super Saiyan 3 Goku card back from the PSA company in California. Came back as a 7. I got it listed on eBay at $8,000. And if somebody buys it, I'm going to feel like Danny. I'm going to be up. Pay off some of these credit cards. Okay, so let me talk about some of the good stuff, all right? Skullduggery. I'm going to counter your statement about the new spar. Okay, folks, they just showed another preview. Okay, I'll get to it in a second. All right, first of all, we got over 200 people. If you're just tuning in, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Bad episode. Didn't really care for it. Notice how my office is looking cleaner. I'm getting it right. Let me talk about the good stuff, all right? It's few and far between, but I'll talk about a few things I did like. First of all, characters like Rich, I don't mind them still being in the show if they're depicted the way they were tonight. The Rich we got tonight, best Rich we've had all season. Like, if you want to keep someone like Rich or Tony around, they don't have to be interacting with their exes. Like, I could have done without any other. I could have done without any other Rich scene this season if we just got this. The Rich we had at the juice bar interacting with Zach and Shaz, loved it. I tolerated the character, seemed like a cool dude, like this semi-stalkerish Rich that was popping up on Sabrina and all that crap. Could have done without it. Now, another thing, I am actually surprised. I am pleasantly surprised that Danny agreed with Sabrina's plan to take a percentage of her settlement towards her saving/retirement. I would have been completely unfazed if she's like, no, I want to give me all that money. Give me all 75. No, the fact that she listened to Sabrina and allowed her to give advice and whatnot, that was actually responsible. I like that. Now, I did like Nurse Saunders calling Andy, and we learn about Dr. Cruz basically using pseudonyms, going across state lines, and the whole situation where he is negligent towards black female patients, and then going on the run whenever somebody is about to grab him. I'm actually intrigued by this. So that was good. And of course, Karen, I'm not going to hold. See, my Philo, how I was watching the episode, it was like a couple minutes behind everybody else, but I was pleasantly surprised when Karen got out of her funk over the salon and her eyes met with faith. I love that. But for me, as soon as she came into the apartment, it's like she wasn't even looking at her child, but I'm glad that stopped. Even though in the next episode, we know she's going to up and leave. So that kind of ruins it. But yeah. But as far as the good points of the episode, oh yeah, I did like Chaz and Zach's little roast battle against each other. But that was it. Everything else, I did not like. Okay, so now let's get to the other stuff. First of all, let me check my messages because somebody said they put out another trailer. And don't think I'm ignoring your chats, because once I check my messages, I'm going to go right back to my screen with the comments here. And also, we got over 250 people. We only got 50 likes. Go on now. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy. All right, somebody posted the trailer. Also, the cliffhanger ending was weak as I don't know what. I mean, I knew this episode was going to be trash when like the first 5 minutes was Sabrina and Maurice talking about that dating app thing. Okay. They've officially released the trailer now, but I've already seen it, so I'm good. Okay. All right, so I'm caught up on the messages, and now to get to your chats here. I was actually going to start off with Fatima and Andy. I mean, I feel like this is where you want me to start. Now, first of all, here's my thing. This was the penultimate episode because next Wednesday night is the mid-season finale. And I don't know for a fact, but I would not be surprised if the show is gone until 2026. I could possibly see it coming back in December, but it might just wait until next year. as somebody just said, there was way too much Sabrina in this episode. And I did, and kind of like what was it, last week or the week before? I didn't like the way they were writing the characters. Case in point, you have Sabrina trying to be the voice of reason, like Andy and Karen, regarding Danny bringing strays home. Can we not? So in less than 12 hours, Sabrina has brought 2 complete strangers home. She barely interacted with Frank at the bar and then brought him home. She never even met Dr. Rock just via an app. And instead of meeting up somewhere, they met up over at her place. And he's a fraud. No, Vincent. Sabrina didn't invite a stranger. She's invited strangers to her home. Seriously. It don't make no sense. Now, let's talk about Fatima, because I know y'all in the chat like, yo, what about Fatima and Andy? I see both sides of this. You know, obviously, I think I could speak for the majority when I say that we don't like how Andy is treating Fatima. However, I don't like how they wrote Fatima to be scatterbrained. That isn't like her. And no, believe it or not, I'm not going to point to her pregnancy because she's competent with the ball player stuff, but she's missing shots when it comes to Andy. Because all Andy said was, could you please give me those nurses' notes? Now, don't get me wrong, though. Andy was condescending and micromanaging, but the fact that, you know, she had to call out Fatima 3 times, and when Fatima finally gave her the notes, they were wrong. That is her job, and she did mess up. So on the one hand, I have to side with Andy. And you know another reason this episode loses points? What was the hype for the trailer? You need to step it up, Fatima. Wait, if you're questioning my dedication, then maybe we need to have a conversation. Guess what? We never saw the conversation. We went right to commercial break. That's another reason this episode lost points as far as I'm concerned. That was the only thing about the trailer that see what we got here. No one is denying that Fatima has a lot on her plate. Pregnant, studying for law school, the task that Andy gives her, but along with that, the athletic contracts. Her and Jacoby went out for drinks to get to know each other, but it wasn't like they knew each other a lot. As long as Fatima doing stuff for Andy is no pressure, you're right. And like for her and like Andy talking about staying on task and focused, again, let me point you back to a couple of seasons ago when Marie Willis had to check her butt multiple times. Andy, you're not answering my phone calls. Andy, we're having a meeting right now, me, you, and Hayden, but you're up and leaving to go to some baby shower thing. So Andy is the last person. But at the same time, though, despite me not liking the way Andy is acting, I can't sit up here and act like what she's saying is not true. No, I hate when the writers don't allow characters to have the hard conversations, but will have it a part of the dialogue and move on like it didn't happen. How hard would it have been to have like a 3-minute scene of Andy and Fatima, or Fatima snapping on Andy, as opposed to spending like 15 minutes on this Sabrina bull crap? Like, do we really need like a 7-minute opening scene of Maurice and Sabrina going on about that app? What about when Sabrina got back to the bank and was talking with Paige and Maurice? Like, they spend time on the wrong stuff. Like, seriously, if they would have given us that Fatima and Andy scene, this would be an entirely different conversation. We would have been like, forget about the other parts of the episode. Let's talk about the confrontation. But there's nothing to talk about. There is nothing to talk about. Oh yeah, I did see the article from Deadline, something about Tyler possibly extending his current contract with Paramount Streaming. But that's about it. Robin might be at Andy's door. I don't think so. That's not the face of like Robin. That's the face of what are you doing here? You give it a 2 out of 10. Honestly, I don't really want to talk about the Zach stuff. I kind of don't because I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Why in the world would Gary look for Karen? Yeah, we all know that's Gary at the door. That's no big surprise. Yeah, I mean, they traded Sabrina wanting to be a mom to wanting to be a hoe. Hey, Jeremy, I'm trying to hang on to Sisters by a thread and I'm almost done with it. This was a boring episode. I'm going back through the chats at the beginning. I'm not reading every single one out loud, but I am skimming through them. Zach couldn't beat up Chaz at the juice bar, but then he's going to pull up unannounced at their home. Yep. Yes, it looked like Sabrina's outfit matched some of the things in her home. That was a nice touch. I had a feeling this wasn't going to be the last time about Scary Gary. Yeah, he's looming. The episode was boring. I was totally bored. Yeah, Zach and Fatima are going to be arguing in the mid-season. Fatima does everything. Mind you, she's the reason Bob Waring Barnes even had Bob Waring Barnes even still has a job. That's another reason why I hate the episode. Look, I know trailers can be misdirective or misdirecting, but I can't sit up here and go completely in on Andy because she did give Fatima a task and she didn't do it. And when she did do it, it wasn't done efficiently. But at the same time, I'm just sitting here like Andy is pressing Fatima about this case, a case that Karen told Andy last week. I don't even know if I want you to do it. So just drop it. So part of me feels like, who is Andy really trying to get justice for? Is this for her friend? Is this for Black women everywhere? Or is this just a personal thing she's trying to get at Dr. Cruz for? I'm so sick of Zach in this episode. He was really acting like a jerk. The nerve of him when he's been going down memory lane with Karen. I think I'm not trying to vouch for Zach here. I personally do not like how he was acting tonight, but I think there is a massive difference between going down memory lane in a conversation pertaining to closure with your ex who just had your baby who passed away. Like, don't get me wrong, I still feel some kind of way about him laughing and whatnot with Karen, but then being stone faced when he's at home with Fatima. But I understand he needs to like deal with his grief. But that's a byproduct of the writers not being consistent, where you have Zach not even telling Fatima the basics of the conversation, and that it was a tough talk. It was tough seeing Karen like that, but on some level, we got closure. But he was just completely an a-hole. Enter the midwife. So I don't know how to feel it. But while I understand Zach's point, he went about it the wrong way. He could have easily had a conversation on a mature level about, hey, I don't mind doing business with you because it seems like you have a good head on your shoulders, but just understand, you don't have to shower my fiance with those gifts. Now, if Chaz would have rolled up, oh, dog, I got something for you too. Well, bring it on then. But no, I don't know. I feel some kind of way. But honestly, though, I feel like while I might not be the biggest Fatima fan, I cannot sit up here and say that she doesn't have a good track record. By that, I mean, even if Chaz buys her a mansion, I think Zach should know his woman enough to know that she wouldn't leave him because of what another man buys for her. Fatima is not Andy. Okay, let me go through these chats. Oh, yeah, the salon was busier than normal. So what is she mad at? Well, that's the fact that, what did Pam say? The schedule person messed up. I thought Pam was the one who did the scheduling. Yeah, a lot of this stuff felt kind of weird and forced, like Fatima being scatterbrained, the salon being a whole mess. Oh, okay. All right, let me get back to these chats here at the bottom. I'm mad everyone's getting on Fatima, but dang, can they support her like she supported them? I agree, but like I said, though, this episode did have it had an interesting way of depicting Fatima's story where, again, I did not like Andy's temperament, but you cannot act like, well, Fatima wasn't doing her job. And the fact that Andy asked her like 2 or 3 times, and when she finally got around to it, it was wrong. That's poor job performance. Now, that's why I hated working at that call center where micromanaging was a thing. Like, I'd get the most financial check-ins and stuff like that for college students. And I could have these amazing phone calls. I'd be top at the leaderboard for most students enrolled or most credits enrolled for the semester, all that good stuff. But they will take like one call and pick, oh yeah, you forgot to say my privilege, or you forgot to offer this promotion to push this person to sign up for classes. But it's like, so you're going to ignore like the 400 calls I took this week and brought in hundreds of thousands of dollars to university, but you're going to micromanage and deduct points because I forgot to say my privilege. Bump you. But again, Andy did give her a tap. And I am taking out of the equation that even in next episode, Benson's going to confront her about pursuing this case. And she's going to do it anyway discreetly, which is stupid on so many levels. Riddle me. I'm going to pull a Batman. I'm going to pull a Zach. Riddle me this, Batman. Last week, hey, to the 300 people watching, tune into this. And I'm going to be paying attention to the chat because I want you to pay attention to this. All right? You feel me? Pay attention. Riddle me this, Batman. In last week's episode, didn't Andy confront Fatima about getting in trouble with the partners if she keeps on acting like a lawyer as a paralegal, helping these athletes out with their contracts? So basically, Andy called out Fatima for putting them both on shaky ground if the partners found out about Fatima working on these cases, right? Because they get in trouble with the partners, right? Is that right? Am I right, chat? In the chat, let me know. Or thumbs up the video. Send a heart emoji. Let me know, is that what Andy told Fatima in the last episode? Is that what she said? I see a couple hearts. Okay. Now let's take what I just said and look at the promo for the mid-season finale. Benson low-key threatened Andy's job if she pursues this case against Dr. Cruz, calling it a personal vendetta, but Andy says no. And he's like, well, maybe this isn't the right place for you. Oh, snap. Andy just got her name on the side of the building, but they're about to scrape it off. Then what does Andy do? She goes to Fatima's office, tells her what Benson said about not pursuing the case. Fatima's like, well, I guess you're not going to do it, huh? Oh, I'm going to pursue the case, but we got to be discreet about it. So Andy called out Fatima for putting them both in trouble with the partners if they found out about those athletic contracts she's working on as paralegal. That's not cool because Andy is having her behind over the fire too, because she's not getting any perks out of it. But why is it okay for Andy to put her and Fatima's behinds over the fire? Because remember, she wants Fatima to help out, like gathering information, right? She's okay with the both of them being put over the fire for this case that she wants to pursue. Make it make sense. What did I say in one of my recent videos? Andrea Barnes is a friend to no one but herself. This is something she plans to get something out of, so it's okay for her to do this and throw Fatima in there as well. So would Fatima be wrong to say that, you know what, I don't want to pursue this? I mean, Andy, if you go ahead and pursue this case and you lose your job, I don't think Fatima's going to leave with you. I think she'll be fine with being Hayden's assistant. Just saying. All right, let me go ahead and look at these chats. Yes, she did. Yeah. See, I'm sorry. The chats were delayed. So I saw a bunch of y'all saying, you're right, Jeremy. She did say that, but they haven't been uploading correctly. But Hayden's acting like she's working with him. When he came in about filing those cases and whatnot, you're right. It did seem like, Fatima was Team Hayden as opposed to Team Andy. Now she wants her to get in trouble with that case. Yep. Andy's a hypocrite. Yep. Andy is an equal partner, but something tells me that in corporations like that, the majority rules. So if they do a vote or something, because keep in mind, Benson is golfing buddies with Cruz. But if you recall, the board is full of good old boys, aka white folks. And something tells me that if Benson doesn't want a case pursued, I feel like the partners would side with him. Fatima shouldn't jeopardize her career. I agree. Egocentric. Did you see the way her face kind of lit up when Fatima said she would get rid of all the gifts? Hayden is loving seeing the tension. He reminds me of Jeffrey from The Fresh Prince. Dance, puppets, dance! Andy's selfish. So yet again, Andy wants Fatima to jeopardize her job. You caught? That's what I'm saying. It's okay for either Fatima or Andy's job to be on the line when it's something that Andy wants to pursue. But heaven forbid somebody does something for themselves. Andy doesn't want to. No. Remember, Dr. Rock could lose his job for that case. Dr. Rock. Oh, you mean Dr. Vaughn too, right? Dr. Vaughn. Danny knows Sabrina slept with Rock. Yeah, that's right. She's a partner, but not managing partner. Yeah, that's what see, Hayden is being used just right this season in small doses. Like, and then didn't he talk about having a date tonight? So I guess he is slowly but surely moving on from Tamara. Andy want them gifts. Karen told her last week, I don't want to pursue this because it's just a constant reminder of what happened, and it's not going to bring my baby back. Oh, I saw your comment, Monty, in terms of like Tyler and the writers asking for suggestions. See, that's a good point. Conflict of interest. I'm not saying Zach isn't justified about the way he feels, but the way he's going about it is completely not cool. No. I'm not talking about what's happening next week with Chaz popping up at the house. That's different. I'm talking about what went down at the juice bar. Zach lucky Chaz ain't sue him. Yeah, didn't he throw that juice at him? Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, Rock kind of looks like Dwayne Martin. Like when she opened the door and he was right there at her apartment, he looked like Dwayne Martin from All of Us. Yeah, Tisha Campbell's ex-husband. Yeah, that's who you remind me of. I get her doing it for the right reasons, but if Karen does not want you to pursue it, should you pursue it? Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to talk to Fatima about the grief thing, that's one thing, but not communicating about this Chaz thing. But then again, look at the midwife situation. Yeah, I'm telling you, he looks like Dwayne Martin. When she opened the door, I'm like, deliver us from Eva? Street meet street. Yo, did Chaz say like, yo, you ointment smelling has been? I'm like, no. Dwayne Martin. Yeah, I see y'all see it too. Yep. Rock ain't lying about his job. The man is unemployed and he's a jailbird. He just got out the pen. And heck, the only money he got to his name is what? That $20 that Danny gave him at the airport. I love it was funny when Danny opened her mail and then saw that settlement and then she closed the door. Was like, oh, I got my money. Oh man. Andy's only good when Fatima's doing the wrong thing for her. Fatima should have told Zach about the Chaz thing. Fatima did try to tell Zach, but he wasn't paying attention to her. Heck, and we still haven't gotten follow up from Zach overhearing what she told Danny over the phone. You're not wrong about that. Tony doesn't know who Rock is. Oh, yeah, I remember that movie. Woo. Poor Sabrina, nothing. She did what she did. I don't feel bad for her. And if she ends up pregnant by this bum, I won't feel bad. You're not wrong. This is bigger than Karen. But it's like Nurse Saunders said, like anytime anybody gets close to pinning him with the law, he just disappears. Why open the door for a stranger? Sabrina should stop listening to Maurice. I'm not mad at Maurice. Sabrina is a grown woman with the mind of a child, which is a dangerous combination. This is season 9, and she's still allowing him to persuade her to do bad things. That is a solid point. Why didn't Andy tell Zach about the lawsuit? This is his baby too. Very good point. I have no idea why. Also, folks, please hit the thumbs up button. If you want to donate, remember Cash App, Zelle, PayPal. Look at that top comment. The information's right there. I wonder what Sabrina going to say when she finds out Rock is Danny's cousin. Danny needs to put Tony out. Sabrina needs to learn how to be her own person. All these women need to be their own person outside of a man. Sabrina needs to leave these strays alone. Yep. Tony and Maurice need to go. Yeah, the back and forth stuff with Paige, they're like the comedic duo I didn't know I needed. Let's see, because I took me a good nap before the episode, so I'll probably do my review, trailer breakdown, and my Beyond the Gates review right after this live stream. I'll take a quick break, stretch my legs out, record those videos, come back in here, get this office straightened out, and then in the morning watch Zatima. Hey, side note, if you could send me prayers or positive energy, because like I said, it's been really hectic around here, and I could use some good vibes. So just keep me in your prayers and whatnot. Nothing health related. Like I said, I'm rebudgeting stuff like that, and I'm trying to make some some moves to kind of work on my credit, finances, and stuff like that. So just send your boy some good vibes. I'd really appreciate it. Fatima's leaving Zach next week. I can see that. Now, if they argue about Shaz, I could see in the heat of the moment Zach going off and bringing up what he overheard Fatima telling Danny over the phone. I wonder if there'll be a memorial. I don't think so. Sending good vibes. Thank you. Oh yeah, some people did ask about my mom and said they are fine. My mom stopped by. My sister spent the night last night. Apparently the power went out down there. It was weird. Like my mom is 10 minutes away. It's like one side of the street, everything was fine, but on the other, the power was out. But it's back on now. Everything's cool. Miss Lisa finally came back from the I forgot. Miss Lisa finally came back from the grocery store. Man, Tony's out of control with the game. Danny's going to go ham. Yeah. Sister and mom just working overtime. How's your nephew doing? Honor roll. The school year just started. The boys on honor roll. Straight 90s in all of his classes. It's sad that she's going to hold the baby, but then leave. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but Karen's going to leave her baby alone, right? She's just going to up and leave with a note, right? With no groceries. Nah, I'll give Miss Lisa some credit. I bet she put the groceries away. Well wishes. Yeah, because like I said, I actually have 3 people interested in this card. I just checked my email and 3 people are watching it. Remember, I have it listed for $8,000. So if I can get this sold, I'll be up. Also, side note, remember next Wednesday in Brooklyn, New York, there's going to be a Sistas mid-season watch party. And I just found out today, Maurice, Pam, Danny, Zach, and Fatima will be there. And I am so mad I cannot go. Oh, well. I did get invited, but I don't have the funds to go. And look, even if this card sold tomorrow and I got the money early next week, I got other bills, so I can't afford. Let me get $20 when you do. Man. Like, I got a bunch of other collectible stuff. This is like, I'd say my most expensive thing right now to sell on eBay. I got some other stuff up there too. And some of those crates got figurines in them. Under my desk right here, I got 30 things, Pokemon cards. It's just that I've been trying to like consolidate my debts and whatnot and make more money faster. So I've been asking about Miss Lisa. Didn't even put it together. She was holding the baby. She did finally make it back. She's been gone for like, what, 4 episodes now? I think Penelope. I don't think it's Penelope. Where do we send the money? What do you mean? Miss Johnson, where do we send the money? What are you talking about? This season is trash so far. Charles, it started off good. It did. This season started off great. I felt like, yo, this feels like a real drama. We're going to get some ramifications of Karen dealing with grief. And like I said many times, instead of this stupid hoe phase, I thought Sabrina would second guess becoming a mom after seeing her pregnant friend go through what she went through at the hospital. That's what I thought. I'm like, dang, we're going to get. And then Andy pursuing this case while dealing with PTSD from what she went through. I didn't really have a grasp on what they would do with Danny this season, but it's just a mess. They had potential. Gloria, thank you. Sending good vibes. Yeah, it's good. Like, trust and believe. You know, been reading this a lot. Oh, for you, Deidre, if you go to the top comment, I got it pinned at the top. You'll see episode score, but then you'll also see my Cash App, PayPal, and my Zelle. If you would like to donate, feel free to do so to any of those platforms. It's not mandatory, but every little bit helps. I'm telling you, because like I said, I'm just trying to get on the ball. Beating this debt down and whatnot. So yeah. It always starts off good, but ends up in the dumps. Also, has anybody watched Beauty and Black season 2? Because I have been hearing great things. I haven't. Maybe you could zoom in. I don't know. I'm not going to lie though. Part of me feels like being at that watch party would be for the experience, because I don't know. Look at how I rate these episodes, So what if I'm there and people recognize me and they're like, Jeremy, what did you score the episode? And I got 5 cast members right in front of me. I give it a -2. Do you know how awkward that would be? But it's like, they do like my honesty. So if I did go, it would be for the experience. Like, oh man. I can't fathom being in that position. Like, I mean, if I went, I don't even know if people would recognize me. I mean, obviously subscribers would, because they're like, hey, you're the guy from YouTube. But at the same time, you would have to give it a higher score. I'd be like, I don't even drink. Look, I'd be holding a drink. What'd you score the episode? This is a good drink. Jeremy, you're lying. What? You said it countless times on your channel. You don't drink or smoke. We know you're stalling. Give us a score. Can you imagine if I'm there and I give it a low score and they kick me out? That would be messed up. I have watched Beauty and Black. It's off the chain good. Okay. I ain't gonna lie. My sister, we binged like the first season. I ain't gonna lie. Wednesday on Netflix was actually pretty good. I did not have an interest in watching it, but it was actually really good. They will. You would have to give it a higher score. Zach is over Karen. I ain't gonna lie. It would be cool to meet DeVal and Crystal in person, and Brian and Mignon and Angela, right? Yeah, Pam. I watched Beauty and Black, the best episode 8. It's slow. See, that's been the main thing I've been hearing about Beauty and Black, that at this point it's gotten to like Sistas in terms of the bad pacing, repetitive dialogue, characters making dumb mistakes that are unlike their season 1 counterparts. Go to Brooklyn, Jeremy. Belinda, I wish I could. It's just that my finances, which, hold up now, I am blessed to say I've been able to be consistent with my mortgage payments, my other bills. It's just that I'm trying to deal with this credit card debt. I'm just like Danny, trying to beat up this credit card debt. And I'm trying to make sure that before I go into 2026, I'm in a better position than I am now. Because like I've been saying, between my mom and sister having Rona and giving them some money because they were out of work for a solid week, that's kind of put me behind. And yeah. So I wish I could go to Brooklyn. Okay. I wish I could go. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that somebody from BET and their advertising company they're partnering with, they reached out to me and personally invited me for the VIP experience. That's a big deal, because keep in mind, I have been doing this for going on 8 years. Biggest channel on the platform, biggest fan platform dedicated to these Tyler shows. Never been invited to anything. Have not cast reunion. The multiple premieres they've done for like Tyler Perry shows and movies. Even though I'm not a cast member, not going to Tyler Perry Studios for rap parties. So to finally be invited somewhere, but not having the money to go, it gutted me. But I do appreciate the thought. So while I can't attend, I count that as a W. Kind of, sort of. All right. I sure could use one of those Danny checks. Who you telling? Watching that in Zatima is confusing. I seriously, folks, you really got to shut your brain off, because I think I mentioned it in one of my videos, like, am I done with Zatima, addressing some comments about me not liking season 3, meaning that I'm done with the show completely, but that's not the case at all. You just really have to shut your brain off. And I hate doing that because it's a spinoff. Congrats in advance for your sell. Well, hey, thank you, Michelle. And I hope this does sell. I'm aiming for 8,000, but even if I make a few, that is a big help. That will set me up. So congrats. 8 is my favorite number. 8 is my favorite number. W is my favorite letter. Fun fact. Now, Chaz was completely out of lineup at the house. Yeah. Going to New York is on your bucket list. Meeting DeVal and the whole crew will be a dream come true. Keep on grinding. That's the one thing I like about myself, is that when my back is up against, I would not have made it 8 years being self-employed if I haven't had the grit to get out of sticky situations before, because like getting a house is an issue, having a house is an issue, keeping a house while dealing with those issues is an issue. But it's just one of those things where I know I'll bounce back because of the fact that I wouldn't have made it this far if I didn't have it in me to, bounce back. Resilience, right? 8 is the best thing number. I don't know why. Maybe it was Frosty the Snowman making his figure 9s instead of an 8. I just like 8. So you can imagine, as a kid watching Sesame Street, I was always excited when an episode was brought to you today by the number 8 or the letter W. New York is a very busy state. And not to get too real world related, because I just saw what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. I think with all the tension going on, I don't really feel comfortable going that far away from home. Like, it's one thing if like, hey, we're going to fly you out. That's completely different than me and my sister getting on the road and driving to New York. So yeah, I don't know if I want to go all the way to New York right now in this world, in this current climate. That's all I'm saying. Your content actually made me interested in watching the show. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's my birthday. Happy freaking birthday to you. Happy birthday. Sorry you had to get a lousy episode as your birthday, but hopefully my live stream and tomorrow my review will prove to be more entertaining. I know, and keep in mind, I would have to the cost of travel, finding like a hotel for the night, because there's no way me and my sister would go up there and leave in the same day. Then like food and whatnot, and I can't afford it. Like, I feel like if I sold this card for $8,000 tonight, and of course eBay is going to take a bite of the pie, I would have to spend all that for a trip. And I know it's like work related for me, so technically it's a tax write-off, but this card could set me up for the rest of the year. And I do have a box of other graded cards, but they're not $8,000 worth, but I can make some money off of them. Not until December 8th. Oh, 8 is your birthday, as in the date. Okay. Yeah, Rona's the best reason not to go anywhere. You need some change in New York? Yeah, you need some real deep pockets. 1 out of 10. Oh, dang. Yeah, the episode. I hope tomorrow's episode of Zatima is good. I didn't dislike week 1. I just felt like it wasn't like a stellar opening for the season. I just feel like it's one of those situations where it had to wrap up season 3, time jump 4 months, and then get season 4 started. So I imagine that week 2 is going to feel more like week 1. Stay strong. Hold on to that. Yeah, and I'm not even just talking about money here, but like the motivation to keep going. You can either like what has been my phrase of season 9? Feeling your feelings. Like there are days when I don't look and I'm like, dang, how long can I keep this going? But at the end of the day, I'm like, how many people would love to be in my position of work? And then on top of that, with the money, it's like you could be, because look, some months are better than others financially, but at the same time, it's like, hey, that's the game. That's the law of the jungle. Some months the ad revenue is going to be up. Some months I'm going to sell more on eBay than I usually do. But last night I went and looked at how much money I've made this year, and I'm like, bro, the month you're looking at 8 months of income, dang near triple what used to make it that freaking call center. You need to get your butt in gear. Like, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be frustrated. I'm always the person, I'm like, look, game plan. We can sit here and be upset about something, or you can get it in control. Look at how much money you owe to these people. Look how many videos you need to do, ways you can sell stuff online quicker, and then come up with a game plan. Because the person I spoke with about consolidating my debts and whatnot, they're like, I got to say, we've been on the phone for 90 minutes. You're one of the most determined people I've ever spoken to in my 12 years of working this job. Because I'm like, I was up like till 4 a.m. last night because I was anxious, not worried, but anxious. I'm like, before I call these people, let me come up with a draft of my plan. What credit cards do I want to keep? Which ones do I want to consolidate? Okay, now let's look at eBay stuff. My Goku card is coming in the mail tomorrow. What other things in my closet do I have that are at least worth $100 or so? So I came up with all these strategies and I got approved on the spot. But at the same time, my mind is like thinking of what's next. Then I'm like, okay, let me get my office straight. When can I start doing cast interviews? Who should I reach out to first? But I need to go on Zoom and get back in my game, like learn the camera features better. Because like I said, it's one thing to be in a funk due to stress and depression, but you cannot stay there. It's like worrying is not going to help a situation. Coming up with a game plan and acting upon it, and of course, the power of prayer. Yeah, so yeah, next week, as soon as I get paid from YouTube, hit the ground running. And like I said, if I can sell this card within the next 24 to 48 hours and get that money next week, breath of fresh air. And my nephew just looks around like, okay, you got a plan. I know you're going to do this, because he was in my bedroom when I got the email that I got demonetized 2 years ago. And he keeps repeating, whenever he sees me stressed out, he keeps repeating what I told him. I'm like, you always got to have a plan B. Jeremy got a plan B. You're going to do this. And I'm like, yeah, dang right. Determination, perseverance, and patience. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. When I tell you that nap I took this afternoon felt so good, because knowing that next week things are going to, get in order. Whew. All right. Sorry for my TED talk. But honestly, the episode stuff, I kind of talked about it already. I think it's the doctor rolling up on Ant. Oh, I like that. I think it's Dr. Cruz rolling up to Andy's penthouse. I would love that. Hey, wasn't there that behind the scenes thing where we saw Dr. Cruz with a black woman and 2 mixed kids? I agree. I'm not mad at Zach. I'm just glad he's showing some emotion. I don't know about all that. I just wish him and Fatima would deal with their issues. I feel bad because I don't know. Do you think it's Karen that's going to disappear? Well, yeah. The trailer itself pretty much has Aaron calling the girl saying that, hey, Karen left a note. Crap. Had an auto pay for a Microsoft thing. Ugh. Sorry, let me check my emails real quick, see if anybody sent me updates on anything. Good grief. Oh, Monday is fall. I can't believe it. Monday is fall. The first day of the new season. Oh, somebody anonymously sent me $10 on Zelle. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot, man. It's just cool. Oh, side note, I've been thinking about this because people keep telling me about Patreon. I did it before, but I stopped it because I wasn't providing content. Let me know. Help me brainstorm with this. If I did Patreon, I think maybe the lowest tier would just be like $5. And maybe if I did like cast interviews or something, I could release it on there early and then a couple days later put it on YouTube. But I was thinking about like, I don't know, like a $10 or $20 tier. Like, how many of you would be interested in like one-on-one Zoom calls with me where we're just talking about the show? Or maybe it could be a group thing if there are like multiple people who want to like bounce ideas off each other and just like, hey, let's talk about this show or let's talk about this movie. Just because, I'm really big on expanding outside of YouTube because I know Patreon is a big thing and that's for like the dedicated fans. But at the same time, I want to provide a service that way I can feel more connected to the fans. But at the same time, we have some great conversation as we do during our live streams here. But, do you think she took the baby? In the promo, I think the baby is in the crib. Now, I was thinking the same thing, though. Highly doubt it could be the doctor that will pop up. Gary is my first guess, but Dr. Cruz showing up would be something else. I think it's Gary or Penelope. Why would Penelope be popping up? Yeah, she took the baby. I got a video about that. Zach running after Karen, which would be very bad. Messy. Very messy. I don't think Andy's disappearing because Aaron is frantically making calls saying that Karen left a note. So Karen is the one that disappears. Yeah, Penelope has been more attached to Sabrina than Andy this season. Oh no, if it was Robin, she'd be like, Robin, to say, I know you ain't up in my house, look on her face. I'm looking at the trailer on mute. Oh, well, see, Karen is like, rubbing on her baby's stomach in the crib. So I don't know. Maybe she did take the baby. I don't know. I don't know. I think she left the baby. The astonishment of her expression would have said everything. Yeah, if it was Robin, please don't let it be Gary. Is Rich gone? Nope. If it is Gary, where are his invisible children? I don't know. I'm sick of Gary. That's how these promos trick us. It might be Aaron, Andy, or Karen just took a baby for the walk. That's a nice thought. I mean, you're not wrong. They do play up things for suspense, like something. I mean, remember when Karen shot Fatima in the mid-season finale, but then we come back and it was just a daydream. So, but then again, she did leave a note, so that seems very cryptic. You just don't know with these characters, I tell you. Not